don't do your planning, odds are the state of North Carolina will decide for you.
Well, you write a will, you list who gets what, and take comfort knowing you've made your final wishes clear, but that might not be enough to protect what you leave behind.
Whether it's a person's money, jewelry, or even the color of their casket, disputes after someone's death are all too common, complicated, and costly.
WCNC Charlotte's Nate Morabito found steps you can take today to prevent your loved ones from asking, where's the money?
Geri was an amazing woman.
They started as neighbors.
She meant a lot to me. She was like a third grandmother.
Then became friends.
She loved her dog named Bosco.
Today, the 98-year-old's memory.
A very charitable woman.
In Amanda O'Hara's mind.
She was a woman that carried herself with so much integrity.
Is still alive.
She never left any of us behind. I will never leave her behind.
More than 2 years after Geri's death, O'Hara remains consumed by what happens to her friend's money and things.
This is where it all started, was the courthouse.
The Charlotte woman says all she has to gain is peace of mind.
4 days after her death, I saw activity in the home. I saw belongings getting removed, and it just seemed very odd.
Geri wrote out a will, laying out who gets what upon her death, splitting everything 3 ways between what family she had left and another longtime friend.
He actually had all her belongings removed through an estate sale before she was even cremated.
Court records show it took almost 10 months for that person to apply for probate and for the clerk of court to officially appoint him executor, giving him legal authority to collect Geri's assets, pay any of her debts, and distribute her property to the proper people.
Nothing should have been removed from that home. Nobody should have been entering that home until the probate process started or until an executor was even named.
They're not empowered to take action just because they're named in the will. They have to be qualified by a court.
Trust and estate attorney Mike Anderson urges people to take action today so they can avoid the delays, costs, and other challenges of probate.
Probate is a long, tedious, exacting process that you don't have total control over.
He says if you don't consult an attorney, come up with a plan, and then share that information with your loved ones, no matter how difficult the conversation,
there's a great deal of gray in the law.
A clerk of court will eventually control your last wishes.
It's not your choice, it's what the law says.
He says his office is in the midst of one contested case that's dragged on for more than 4 years. And the longer the controversy continues, the more it drains the money you leave behind.
Recently, we were in a court where the issues in dispute totaled less than $10,000. The lawyer's fees, added all up from all sides, were more than $250,000.
Anderson tells us his planning works to avoid probate by creating living trusts and designating beneficiaries. But he says every person's situation is different and needs to be treated as such.
If he had filed proper protocols, then there wouldn't be an issue.
In Geri's case, a few extra steps before she passed could have avoided Amanda O'Hara's frustration with the process, a lesson she hopes others learn.
I want to be her advocate and others' advocate.
She isn't just voicing her concerns.
I will continue fighting for justice for her.
She laid them all out in a recent court filing, asking for the removal of Geri's executor, a man who told us by phone he carried out his friend's wishes and did nothing wrong. Again, this all comes down to making your wishes crystal clear, even if it takes walking around with your cell phone, filming your personal items, and telling your loved ones who gets what, and if needed, explaining why. Nate Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.